Grade 4, how are you? This is Teacher Reese and welcome back to our HELE class. So today, we are going to learn another lesson, but before that one, let's review our previous lesson. Do you still remember our lesson last time? Alright, so very good. So we discussed about choosing the appropriate ornamental plants. Okay, so what have you learned from our previous lesson? Okay, very good. So we've learned, we discussed about the important roles of ornamental plants. What else? Yes, we also learned the different types of ornamental plants, the factors that we need to consider in planting ornamental plants. What are those factors that we need to consider? First, we need the location, sunlight, water, soil, hazard, and many more. Now, as you can see, we have our new background right now because I will be teaching you on how to plant an ornamental plants. Diba? You can see these are examples of ornamental plants. Okay, this one. So as you can see, this is also an example of gardening tool. Okay, we're going to use that one for watering the plant. Okay, but before that one, let's proceed to our new lesson for today. So our new lesson for today is all about planting ornamental plants. So we are now in the procedure. We are now in the part that we are going to plant ornamental plants. Are you ready? Are you ready to learn on how to plant ornamental plants? Okay, very good. So, but before that one, of course, in planting ornamental plants, we need to use gardening tools, right? So there are common gardening tools that can be used in the garden. Or there are also gardening tools that we are going to use in if we're just going to plant in the pot, right? Okay, so first we have the common tools or two common gardening tools to use in the pot. Okay, first one we have, of course, plant container. So of course, we're talking about pot. This is where the soil and seeds or plants are placed. Of course, we need to use this. Next, we have garden trowel. So garden trowel class, as you can see, this is used for creating small holes in soil, scooping soil, and loosening the plant in pot or in ground. Okay? Next, we have hand sprayer. Okay? We can have hand sprayer. This is used, or we all know that this is used for spraying minor insects pesticides. Okay? So we can fill pesticides or insect pesticides in this hand sprayer. Next, we have sprinkler. So the one that I've shown you a while ago, hand sprinkler or sprinkler. We all know that this is used for or watering the plants or to water the plants. Lastly, we also have gloves. Okay, gloves. And gloves is very important when you plant ornamental plants, especially if you're going to plant in the pot, because this is used to protect the hands during the planting activity. And of course, pruning shears. Okay, so example for those example, bougainvillea. If you're going to plant bougainvillea, so you can use this one for cutting, for pruning, for shaping, and for removing fully or branches. Okay. Okay, so next, let's proceed to the common tools for growing plants in the garden. Okay, so these are different. Okay, first we have shovel. Okay, shovel class, it has a pointed tip that is used for digging, scooping, and lifting the soil. So this is similar to hand trowel, but this one has a long what handle. Okay, next we have spade. Okay, as you can see, it looks like shovel, but it's different. It has a flat tip that is used for slicing, cutting, loosening, and scraping the soil. Okay. Next, we have spade fork. Okay, spade fork. The word fork. Okay, it is used to pierce through the soil easily, loosening it and breaking its solid part. Okay? Another one is we have bolo. Bolo, I think you have this one at home. It is used to cut grasses. Okay, so if you're having a hard time to look for your um, cutting tools, so you can actually use bolo. Okay, another one, we have garden hose. Okay, garden hose or garden hose. Okay, so this is very common. We all know that this is used for watering the plants. So this is different from sprinkler. Sprinkler, we can use it one for the garden. But then much better if you're going to use garden tools because you can just move around without filling the water inside the sprinkler. Okay, for you to have an easy work, easy watering the plants. Okay. Lastly, we have wheelbarrow. Okay, so this is also important because this is used to transfer planting materials. So if in case your plants are far away, then you can just use wheelbarrow. And of course, aside from that, you can also use this one for the soil or garbages. Okay? Do you understand the difference between the common tools for growing plants in the garden and growing plants in the pot? Okay, very good. Now, before we proceed to the main part of our discussion for today, which is all about how to plant ornamental plants or the procedure on how to plant ornamental plants, let me share to you some garden or gardening safety tips. Okay, this are reminder for you what to do or for the safety when you plant ornamental plants. Okay, and also we know that gardening is said to be the form of relaxation and a source of pleasure. So now let's start with the safety tips in gardening. Okay, first is we have wear appropriate attire for the job. Of course, class, you're not going to wear your uniform in planting ornamental plants in formal attire, right? So you need to wear comfortable attire such as t-shirt or long sleeves, so your shorts or pants. Hand gloves, of course, very important to protect your hand, your skin, and boots. Okay. Next, we have before using any tool, be sure that you know how to use it correctly. Of course, improper use of tools class can cause accidents. Okay? Next, number three, we have avoid carrying heavy items. So you need to ask the help of your parents or any adult. Okay? Number four, we have during the summer season or hot weather, always apply a sunscreen lotion to protect yourself from possible sunburn. Okay? Number five, we have avoid playing with worms, bugs, or other animals you found in the soil because some of the kids are always playing insects in the soil. Okay. Number six, we have after using the garden tools and materials, of course, you need to clean and store them in the proper storage. Do you understand? I hope you will be guided with this gardening safety tips. So are you ready to learn on how to plant ornamental plants? Okay, so let's start to the procedure in ornamental planting in pot. All right, so let's start. The first one is you should know the best time to plant your seed or your ornamental plants. So for in the morning, you can have 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. In the afternoon, you can have 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, so that's a perfect time for you to plant your ornamental plants. Or if you choose seeds to plant, then you can have. Okay, so the next one, of course, you need to prepare your pot. We're talking about how to plant ornamental plants in pot, okay, with the use of pot. And then you should prepare your hand trowel and use hand gloves. Okay, I don't have hand gloves right now because I don't have mine. And I use also hand trowel. Okay, but now I'm using hand fork because I don't have hand trowel. So we can make use of this. Okay, you can see that one hand fork, and I have my pot. And make sure that your pot has holes. Okay, for your plant to grow. Okay, easily. And then right after that one, it's now time to fill in with soil. And of course, class, you need to choose healthy soil. Okay, so the dark soil like that, don't use the dried soil because maybe your plant won't grow properly. Okay, so let's use the moist soil. Okay, so I have here my soil, and then I'm going to fill this one in. Let's fill it in with this moist soil. Okay, so watch. So it's not necessary that you're going to fill this one fully. Okay, it's okay if you're not going to put soil fully. Okay, let's add more. And take note, class, when you put soil, okay, this is an example of moist soil. As you can see, it's color black, like that dark color. Don't use the brown one, okay? And then make sure that your soil doesn't have pebbles or rocks because it might not grow if you're going to use soil with pebbles, okay? And after that one, as you can see, it's not fully filled, but then it's okay. This is okay. After that one, you need to make a hole at least 2 centimeter or 5 centimeter. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna make use of this in making a hole. Okay, like that. So can you see the hole? Okay, at least 2 centimeter. Okay, if you have ruler with you, you can actually measure with the use of the ruler. Okay, but I'm estimating this one. Okay, right after this one, I have my santan flower. Okay, santan ornamental plant. Yeah, you all know what is santan, right? So this is an example. You can actually cut the stem of the santan and then you can just actually transplant it. Actually, there are three ways of planting ornamental plants. We have direct planting, indirect planting, and transplanting. So one will say direct planting, of course, when you have seed, okay? If you have seed, so you need to plant it in the soil first, okay? And you wait until it will grow. And for transplanting, you can have once you planted the seeds in the soil, then you can when it grow na, then you can actually transplant it. You can transfer it to another soil, to another location. Okay, can you imagine what I'm talking about? And lastly, we have indirect planting. So as you can see, I am holding santan here, santan ornamental plant. Now all you have to do for indirect planting, you will just cut this one from the santan flower, right? And then you will transfer that one here, okay, in the hole, and then insert it one. Insert here in the hole. And then don't forget to cover the hole, okay? With the use of your finger, okay? And then cover it with the soil, and then place at least, or for the seed, you can actually place at least 3 for one pot, okay? And then press gently with your fingers, okay? Can you see that? Okay, and right after that, of course, don't forget to water your plants. At least a little. Don't put too much because too much water can cause the plant to die. Okay? Do you understand on how to plant ornamental plants? Okay, very good. So at this time, it's your turn to make or to plant your own ornamental plants. It's up to you what ornamental plants are you going to plant or to choose. Okay, am I clear? Okay, have you learned something today? All right. Again, what are the three ways in planting ornamental plants? First, we have direct planting, indirect planting, and transplanting. Okay? So, do you understand? Are you able to learn? Okay, very good. So I guess that's all for today. And thank you for listening, grade 4. I hope you've learned something today. If you have questions in planting your ornamental plants, please don't hesitate to message Teacher Reese. Am I clear? Okay, thank you, grade 4. Take care and bye bye.